In this video, I'm going to try and show you how to create a Google group. The point of this Google group would be it creates a mass email address if you needed to send out an email to, let's say, more than one class at a time. In a previous video, I had shown you how to send an email to an entire Google Classroom. But some of you may be teaching multiple classes in the same subject, and during this time you may want to communicate with them all together if you're sending out homework information, or if you're sending out messages, or if you're sending out a link to a Google meeting. You might want to send one email rather than multiple ones. So the creation of a Google group allows you to enter in a bunch of email address and then just send them one email to that one address. That would encompass all the different people that you add to it. So to get onto a Google group, you click on the little waffle board from any of your GNezPez extensions, and that brings up all the different options there, including the Meet and Classroom and that. And one of the options is groups. So once you get into the groups, you're going to go to create groups because you're going to be making a blank one, and you're going to give it a name. And that should automatically generate the group email address. You can modify that if you need to, and then you can add in a description if you want to. Okay, and there's some other basic settings there that you might want to change or take a look at, but that's the basics of what you have to do. And then you're going to click create, and that's going to create the group. Okay, so now that group is created, and I'm just going to click OK. So my next step now is going to be to add people in. And to do that, at the bottom, I'm just going to go to the Manage Members from this window. And then over on the menu on the left-hand side, you can invite members, but rather than trying to invite them and wait for them to respond, you can just directly add people to this. So if I go to the directly add members, now I'm going to have to copy and paste the email addresses into this. And to get those email addresses, I can go back to my Google Classroom, and I can go to people, and then I can select the people in my class, and I can go to that email, which will open up an email. And then once I get that email open, I can click on the first email and then click on the last email, and that will give me all of those email addresses selected. If I click on the first one and then hold down Shift and click on the last one, and then I can copy those email addresses, go back into my Google Groups, and I can paste those in there. That will paste in those email addresses. And then I can go get the rest of the email addresses for my other classes and then copy and paste them in there, and then just check and make sure that there's enough commas in the right places and that they're all there. And then once that's done, I can set a welcome message, and then I can add them all to it. And once I do that, then they're going to be all part of that group. And then what I can do when I go to actually send a group email, I can go to my mailbox, and from my inbox, now if I want to send a message out to that group, I just click on Compose, and then to the recipients in GNezPez, as soon as you start to type stuff in, it should autofill. And if I now type in the name of that group, my test group, okay, that shows up, and then I can type in the message, and then I can paste in or write in whatever information I want to send to them. And then in theory, when I send that message, it should send out to that larger group. Again, this is really just beneficial if you're trying to communicate with multiple classes or